right, it's Wallet Wednesday time. Tax season has arrived, America. Now is the time to start getting those finances in order before you start filing.
Yeah, so the question now is, where do you start? Joining us on the couch with some tips on setting yourself up for some success during tax season and beyond, Clay Cooper, partner and wealth management advisor at Northwestern Mutual. Good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's that stressful time of year when you talk about taxes. I'm very much that person where I just, feeling.
Oh, I have a pile of papers that I will worry about until March.
Right.
That's kind of how it goes.
Procrastinate, all of it. But what should people know here in 2025 with this tax season? What's top of mind?
Well, I think it's a great time to reflect back on 2024. You're gathering all these documents, looking at, okay, how much money did I make? It's great to also pull bank statements and say, how much did I spend? And then reflect on the goals that you set in 2024. Did I stick to the budget? Did I go over that budget? What kind of caused that at the same time? And then recalibrate into 2025.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. For some, financial resolutions were like top of the list for those New Year's resolutions and stuff. So what goals do you think people should be making in 2025 as they get ready to do those taxes and kind of reflect on where things stand?
Well, I love getting just a file together to keep all the snail mail coming in. And when you're gathering the taxes, it's just there come March or April when you're finally pulling those forms out. When you're thinking about goal setting for 2025, make sure that if you get a big refund, you might want to think about looking at your W-4, your withholdings through your employer, or if you underpay, to make sure you up your withholding. So that's the first thing I would do. The second thing, if you are getting a tax return or the budget's a little bit more free this time of year, or you have a bonus that's paid out in January or February, I would make a plan for what to do with it. So first, pay off the pesky credit card bills that may be accumulated over the holidays. Make sure that you have the emergency fund topped off 3 to 6 months, and then think about investing some of that money for your future self.
Okay, so I'm not hearing take a vacation with all of that refund money in that list of things. Not the smartest thing to do with that chunk of change.
Well, different people will have different goals. And some people, actually, the answer should be to go on that vacation. There's some people that are amazingly disciplined when it comes to savings. They're well on track for retirement. They have their debt under control. So I do think those people should reward themselves. Often those individuals that are frugal are continuously punishing themselves. And so I do think it's a good idea to take a vacation sometimes. But you have to kind of check yourself, and there is some sweet spot there.
Be realistic on that to-do list first.
That makes some sense. When should a professional get involved with something like this? Obviously there are ways to file your taxes on your own, but when should a professional get involved with some help?
I think when it comes down to complexity, so if it's a simple W-2 that you're filing, it's a little bit more straightforward. That's where the online platforms can be great to utilize. But if you have 1099s, W-2s, different tax deductions, you're not just using the standard tax deduction, that's really when you want to get a professional involved.
Okay, so if you're like me and you usually wait until about March 31st, and so you give yourself less time than you should, right?
You do too? That makes me feel better.
Right? It's like I always bring it down to the wire. But if you are realizing that you are not going to get those taxes done by the deadline, you still got to do something, right? What should we be doing?
Well, even if you're going to file an extension, you're supposed to pay what you think you owe come April. So I think the best advice, if we're showing up on the doorstep of the final minute here, I would say today we're not on the final minute, and so let's make sure that we're getting ahead of it and creating a little sense of urgency today, because you don't want to get behind on these things.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
So don't be like me. Is what I'm learning today.
You don't want the IRS on your back.
That's true. All right, well, Clay, it's always good to talk to you. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
And again, for more financial advice and money management tips, you can always check out our previous Wallet Wednesday segments right now on KOIN.com. Just click on that AM Extra tab.
All right, it's 7:37 right now.